Can I hear this?
You'll be able to hear it.
Good evening and welcome to NNX, where we give you your campus news faster than you can eat a bowl of mac and cheese. I'm Jeremy Fredericks.
And I'm Ananya Chugg. Let's dive right into some post-election news.
Brandon Johnson and Paul Vallis faced off last Tuesday in a runoff election for mayor of Chicago. Aria Wozniak is here with details on the contrasting candidates and the results from election night.
Brandon Johnson won the mayoral race with 52% of the vote, leaving opponent Paul Vallis with 48% of the vote, according to the Chicago Board of Election Commissioners. I attended Johnson's April 4th election event last Tuesday. Here are his last few words to Chicago as its new leader.
Chicago, how the heck are you?
Crime and education are perennial issues at the forefront of voters' attention. With Vallis's endorsement.
So if they didn't know, now they know.
Crime and education are perennial issues at the forefront of voters' attention. With Vallis's endorsement from the Fraternal Order of Police and Johnson's backing by the Chicago Teachers Union, voters were left with starkly different choices. The race was closely contested, with Vallis leading a tough-on-crime Democratic campaign. His endorsements from the police and former Illinois Secretary of State Jesse White appealed to some voters.
I came out to vote for Paul Vallis tonight because his pledge of supporting the police and not defunding the police means a lot personally to me.
On the other hand, Johnson's progressive campaign focused on addressing root causes of crime. He's backed by various education unions and U.S. Senators Dick Durbin, Bernie Sanders, and Ayanna Pressley. The CTU's endorsement of Johnson played a big role in this race.
You have to attack the problem at the bud. You have to nip it at the bud, right at the roots. This crime issue has a lot have to do with under-resourced schools.
Since his win, he's promised to invest in the city, emphasizing a new chapter in Chicago's history.
Aria, thank you for that election recap. Johnson is set to be sworn in as Chicago's 57th mayor on May 15th.
National protests against gun violence have reached Northwestern, triggering calls for change here on campus. NU students walking out of class on Wednesday afternoon demanding action on gun violence. This is a part of a national movement of students and members of Gen Z in response to the Covenant school attack in Nashville. Student activists are urging their peers to contact local leaders and voice their concerns about gun safety to affect change.
It's just ultimately personal safety. Everyone deserves to feel safe wherever they are.
And we have Maria here in the studio to tell us more about this demonstration. Could you tell us more about how the issue of our gun violence relates to Illinois?
Yeah, absolutely, Ananya. Just a couple neighborhoods up from here in Evanston, Illinois, Highland Park High School had an organized walkout. But this was hesitated as there was an alert of a student having possession of a gun. No shots were fired, but a recent scare. 5 students there at that high school were arrested, re-traumatizing the community from the shooting on July 4th.
And how did professors respond to the students mobilizing?
Yeah, one global health professor in particular, she canceled class, encouraging her students to go and attend the rally. She told us that it's important for them to raise their voices, especially today.
Thanks, Maria, for this analysis. NU students demand action will hold another rally at The Rock this Friday at 11 a.m.
Evanston is working with experts to create the future of commerce in the city with an economic plan. The consulting group Interface Studio is fulfilling its $245,000 contract to evaluate the state of Evanston retail. Their draft plan, known as the Evanston Thrives Retail Action Plan, reimagines Evanston business districts such as downtown Evanston, Other plans include transforming Fountain Square and hosting more events, including moving the Evanston Farmers Market. City officials will finalize edits to the plan by tomorrow at noon before the City Council meets to review and make those changes.
Northwestern's Fusion Dance Company kicked off the new quarter with an otherworldly show. The dance company hosted its spring showcase with 3 shows over the weekend. The show was a fusion of dance styles. The showcase had an out-of-focus theme featuring aspects of dreams and nightmares. Shows included guest performances from K-Dance, Diva, Graffiti, and Thunk Acapella. For more on Fusion and Out of Focus, check them on Instagram at FusionDanceCo_NU. Fusion will be competing soon at the Prelude Midwest Dance Competition.
Dancing for the Brain, Evanston's Levy Senior Center is giving Parkinson's disease patients new hopes and a chance to bust a move. Parkinson's disease is a degenerative brain disorder that can cause uncontrollable movements called tremors. Through dance therapy classes at the center, patients with Parkinson's can shake and wobble as a form of exercise. Along with experiencing benefits such as improved balance, motor skills, and mental health, patients also experience community and healing.
When they have the shakes or like involuntary muscle movement, dancing is good release for that.
Thanks, Shravia. The Levy Center hopes to expand from monthly to weekly classes.
Evanston children and their parents celebrated Easter at the Lad Arboretum's annual egg hunt over the holiday weekend. Children scattered in search of 528 wooden eggs spread out across the ground, soaking up sunshine and Easter festivities at Evanston's Ecology Center on Saturday. The Ecology Center has hosted its annual egg hunt for over a decade. It focuses on sustainability and the outdoors. The egg hunt is also a great way for families to soak up some spring sun.
It's got a nature trail, and it's a good place for families to get out and kind of get introduced to nature.
The Ecology Center is hosting an Earth Day celebration on Saturday, April 22nd.
The Muslim Cultural Student Association teamed up with the Office of Religious and Spiritual Life and Student Affairs to host a banquet open to all. NNN's Paris Franway spoke with attendees.
Hundreds gathering for the Wildcat Iftar in Norris last Wednesday. An interfaith event, community members break their daily fast together during Ramadan.
It feels like one of my home family parties.
Ramadan celebrates the revelation of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad, and fasting is an important part of observance.
This idea of purifying the self, thinking about what does it mean to really better yourself in every way.
The fast is first broken with water and dates, followed by prayers and a meal.
Islam is so diverse. With that, there are a lot of different ethnic foods.
The Wildcat Iftar isn't just for Muslim students, welcoming those from all religious backgrounds.
It's an opportunity for them to experience Ramadan with their Muslim friends and be able to break fast with them.
For campus religious leaders, interfaith events are essential to college spiritual life.
We hold different beliefs and practices, and we don't gather in spite of that, we gather because of that.
And students agree.
For people who didn't grow up around Islam, can be really important to really open their eyes to the culture that surrounds it.
Religious events help students continue their practice and find community while away from home.
When I'm eating in the dining hall, I like see a Muslim, it's always nice just to pray with them, talk with them, just hang out with them, do religious things and not religious things with them.
Creating space for Muslim students to share their culture and celebrate Ramadan. Paris Francois, Northwestern News Network.
Thanks, Paris. Students celebrating Ramadan can break fast in Foster Walker Plex and pray in Parks Hall each night.
Northwestern recently partnered with an app that tells you how much sleep you owe your body. The app is called Rise Sleep, and it was launched by Northwestern alumni Jeff Kahn and Leon Sasson in 2020. Designed to improve sleep hygiene and maximize productivity, the app collects data from your phone to tell you how much sleep you owe your body and when your energy will peak and dip throughout the day. Northwestern students can redeem their 4 years of free access at risescience.com/Northwestern. Now, Jeremy, if I had an app that told me how much sleep I get throughout the day, I feel as though that would really help me, you know?
I agree. I think having that tangible number would make a difference.
Now, let me ask you.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for watching, and be sure to catch up on that sleep.
Stay tuned for the Northwestern News Report coming up next. I'm Ananya Chug.
And I'm Jeremy Fredericks. Have a good night.
So we need to